time for Pet Perspectives. You know, keeping our pets active during winter weather, that can be a challenge. But we have Dr. Jenny Norman and, of course, Rocco with some ideas for keeping our dogs engaged without having to go into the elements. So we still have a few more months of cold, mud, maybe some snow. Dr. Norman, help us understand how we can keep our pets entertained when going outside really isn't an option.
Yeah, and it can not be an option for a lot of people, but it's so important because you think of, walks as exercise, but it's a huge mental stimulant for our pets too.
Good point.
They're smelling everything, they're seeing different people, different dogs, birds, different animals. So it gives them that stimulation too. So it's not just the physical that wears them out. So just like us, you're stuck inside in the winter and cold, they get bored and they don't have that mental stimulation. And so we can see them becoming destructive. We can see them eating more, gaining weight.
They're going to entertain themselves.
Exactly, in ways that we may not want them to. So
Yes.
there are some things that we can do to mitigate that for them.
And we're watching something right now. So this is a
Yes.
great example of mental stimulation, right?
Exactly. So one of my favorite things are puzzle toys. I mean, food is such an important driving factor for
Yes.
our pets. So using different puzzle toys where we're hiding the food, and it doesn't have to be treats. So like this mat that my little man Rocco has here, it's got a little
so
mixture
cute.
of I know it's a little like fast food scene too, but it's got what's called like a snuffle mat here. So you can take their kibble, so they don't need to be eating their full meals in a bowl. Use play toys, engage with them for their meals. They don't just need to inhale it out of a bowl. But you can see this gets hidden in here, and they have to kind of root through and find it.
That is brilliant. Okay, so opposed to just doing standard mealtime where you're going to put the kibble in a bowl, you put it in an interactive option, if you will, like this adorable play mat, by the way. Or I know in our house we have the Kongs, right?
Yes.
Yep.
Kongs are another great one.
And then, so you would do that, though, in place of the food bowl during mealtime?
I would, yes.
Yeah. So then that way, too, you're not overfeeding them, right?
Exactly.
So you don't do this in addition to mealtime. You turn this into
mealtime because then we're engaged, they're rooting, and again, it increases that mental stimulation for them.
That's great. Okay, so it's not just about the fact that they're being, they're getting their sustenance. It's about the fact that they're also having to think about it.
Exactly.
And they have to work for it.
Exactly.
Which is a big part of discipline, too, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Nope, so then they have to work for it. So other things, besides food, because again, that is one of the biggest things that these guys love, and it's fun to watch them do this.
Yes, it is.
But if you don't have, or you don't want to go out and buy one of these or something like this, getting muffin tins, putting their food in that, putting their food in different parts of the home, moving their food bowl, make them search for it, make them look for it, let them hunt a little bit and figure it out.
So I like that, the hide and seek. That is brilliant. And you know what's fun about that too? It's fun for the owner.
Yes.
Like that's entertaining.
It is.
If you're indoors and you're bored,
Yep.
That's a great interaction for both of you, and then also for you to bond with your pet.
Exactly, which then comes to, other things you can do with them that also help us when we're inside. Teach them new tricks. You can teach an old dog new tricks,
Okay.
Be patient with them, work with it.
He's playing with his ball right now.
Use food for motivation, but it is something, and that's another way you can engage, kids or the family is kind of make it a challenge too. Let's go on TikTok or YouTube, and what are they teaching? Let's find something,
That's
to
super
teach our
cute.
pets.
What a great idea. Okay, so, and then I saw too, teaching a pet toys names.
Yes.
So that is something actually dogs are capable of.
They are. They're really smart, and they know, so whatever their favorite toy is, give it a name, whether it's squeaky ball, yellow duck, whatever it is. And every time they grab it, reiterate that, like, oh, here's your yellow duck. Play with them and eventually teach them, not just get a toy, but get the yellow duck, and then reward, praise when they get the right one, and start to introduce names to all of their possessions, because they know the difference. You know your dog when it roots through the toy bin, they pick the one that they want.
They have a favorite.
They do.
Yes.
So start giving it a name and a command that then they can communicate to with which one they want to play with.
And Rocco, I'll tell you what, is really going for digging for the food on that mat, and then now he's moved on to the Kong.
Yep.
So he is plenty engaged right now, everyone. And back to that point, though, Jenny, like you mentioned, these are things that the family really should be involved in as a whole,
Yes.
right? So it's not just about one person taking the responsibility of teaching the pet this. It's everybody working together, because that in itself is going to help the pet be successful.
Exactly. So, always I'm such a big advocate for that. They're family members, make it a family event. And again, with teaching them new things, I think it's always fun of, let's make it a little competition. Who can teach the pet a new trick first?
Oh, that's good.
Hide in the house and call the dog. Which one are they going to find first? Who's their favorite human? Things like that. It's good fun
cute.
competition.
I like that one. Dr. Norman and Rocco, thank you both so much. Where can people go so they can learn more?
Our website, adaanimal.com.
Wonderful. Thank you so
you.
much. Oh, look at him. He's loving it.
He's got it. He's all
Got
set
that
for
Kong.
the day.